have you interacted with, or do you believe you've seen in your lifetime? Do you believe it's a high percentage of 23 million or a low percentage?
Okay, I'll answer your question directly. It's an extremely low percentage. However, I'll qualify that by saying what I said to Chevs, that I can't do a sample of every single person in America or every single black person in America. I mean, do you know every black person in Britain?
No, but then, brother, you see that there's a further problem here. I'll give you a further problem that you're going to have to deal with. You see, some people, they just don't get smiled at. You could be one of those people. Do you know, like that? Like, you see me, I'm a person people smile at. I'm a person. If I walk...
Can I add, please?
Go, fire away.
I was going to say, I think if I could fire the question back at you, Bob, where you was like, oh, but do I know every black woman in the country? Of course you don't. So therefore, I just feel like you can't blanket every black woman in America as, oh yeah, they don't smile or they don't laugh or whatever other like thought process you may have when it comes to black women. You can't just put that on every black woman. So I think vice versa, and it can be said for both sides, I guess. I just wanted to put that out there because when you speak about black women, to me, it sounds generalized. You don't use words like specific type of black women and then delve into why that's so specific. You just kind of blanket black women as, yeah, they're this, they're that, and that's just it. But you don't know every black woman in America. So yeah,
that's right. And then on top of that, like I said, some people don't get smiled at. Like, I'm pretty sure, Chevelle, if I was to ask you, if you walk past, you know, some fat builder bloke with a bald head and he's got stains on his wife beater, and you know he can even, he smells a bit funny, you can smell him from where you're standing, you're not really smiling up with him, are you?
But do you know what's funny though? If like I might smile back. I may smile back.
But you might not be smiling up.
He might crack a joke. He might crack a joke on like as I'm passing him, and we have a little giggle. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
All right. So it depended more on how you interacted with the person.
100%. Like
anything to do with your color or any of that.
100%.
Do you see my point? So maybe, Bob, the point I'm making to you, Bob, is maybe it's the way you interact with people. Maybe it's not that black women don't smile. It's maybe the way you interact with black women. They ain't got nothing to smile up with you about.
Okay. I'm 47 years old. People say I look in my 30s. I generally have a smiley face. And one of the things I brought up, and I made sure because I knew it would go this way, is that in situations that are benign, in situations where they're just simply dealing with another person for a transaction, black women don't seem to show any sort of hospitality. If I go into a store and I want to buy, I don't know, Reese's cups, I go into a Walgreens and there's a white woman behind the counter, and she'll generally smile and say, hey, how are you? You know, whatever. With a black woman, there's just grunts. What? This is not something that's happened only once. This is something that happens all the time in different cities. So it's not as if I'm just, you know, walking around with a mean face trying to see which black woman doesn't smile at me. I'm talking about in situations where, again, just casual interaction with another person. I've noticed that white women seem to be more free, happy.
All right, pause. 1 second. Now, what I'm going to say to you is, you see some people, brother, they talk to me, and it's not even that they're saying something wrong. Some people's voices, I just find your voice annoying. You get on my nerves, innit? I just don't want to smile up with you, innit? Maybe there's a bit of that with you, where you just got this annoying voice. The black women don't like it, innit? They want you to talk like you're one of us, innit? They don't want you to talk all of this, you know.
I was also gonna say that maybe the white woman has more to smile about. Maybe there's certain things within her lifestyle that she's hold on.
I was gonna let you speak first. I was gonna go there actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what it is, those tis. Like, I think, you see me, yes, I've heard this, one of my brethren, he said to me, every time I go in the West Indian shop, they're never smiling, they're always this, they're always that. I said, what do you mean they're always this, they're always that? I have to break it down for him, like, bro, you see, depending on what culture I'm going into, you see, like, if I'm going into Nigerian family or people's house, their family's house, the way I present myself is a certain way, so they always receive me well. Because I don't just go in there just talking wagwan. I go, hi, auntie, and I do what they do. I follow suit a little bit, and I think that you're one of them brothers who you find it hard to kind of blend into your environment, from what I'm hearing of you. So I think maybe it's not. I think it's not disingenuous what you're doing to that point, but I think it is disingenuous to the point where you haven't discovered that, you haven't really done that discovery and explored that avenue enough. I don't think. Because you go into any environment with a black woman and you talk to her a certain way. It's like the other day, I went into a shop, and there's a black girl. She's working on the till, and I just complimented her on the house. They're like, your hair looks really nice. Man, you done that? Where'd you get that done? I don't even really like the hair. I'm not even interested. But I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If I'm friendly to her, she might be nice to me. And she was. I got a little discount, like that. But it's how are you interacting with people, brother? Do you see where I'm going with this?
I see your disposition. Let me first say that my accent is kind of a general American accent, so it sounds annoying to you and perhaps to other people. But in America, my accent would be not even an accent; it was just how we talk. So it's I don't think it's
associated with. What is that?
Right, no, don't jump in. Come in. Chefs are here waiting patiently as black women, and we can't get a word in. Walk on. Fall back, man. Fall back. Yeah, but I told you after shift we're in it, and now he's done. Let us go now. Thank you. So what I'm saying is this, Bob, yeah? So you're saying, okay,
I love how I can't even finish, but go ahead.
Yes, you said generally, yeah? So I'm going to say, okay, what do black women in America have to smile about, would you say? What would make them want to smile?
Okay. And I'm going to say this very, very, very carefully. That is a separate issue. As I said before, whether it's white supremacy and keeping black women down, or whether that black woman had just a bad day, all right, somebody cut her off in traffic, I don't care. What you're bringing up is a separate issue. Now, we can go to that issue, but that is a separate stream of conversation.
Right, but we can tackle that. But if you don't want to answer that, because I'm going to say to you, to counter your argument, you'll say they don't smile, they're not generally friendly. They're not generally. I would say, okay, cool. You can have that. But are you looking into their circumstances? They're typically single parents struggling to raise a household on their own, struggling to maintain, the house that they're left to, they've been abandoned to look after. They typically have no protection from the greater community of black men. Okay. So what do you want them to smile about is what I'm asking.
We're now changing the conversation into reasons why black women are having a bad day or not smiling, rather than attraction to black women based upon a number of characteristics. We're changing the conversation now. You do agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree that I'm changing it, because I'm going to get into the deeper parts of why you're perceiving black women as not smiling enough. So we have to delve into the background as to why you're seeing them not smile. So yeah, I am.